Hey, what's up guys? This is Blake from Kiteboarding here, and today I'm really excited to be releasing our first episode of the Ultimate Beginner Guide. Now this is a series where I teach you, just like I would in a regular lesson, from start to finish, everything that you need to know to get out there and kiteboard. And then lesson by lesson we'll teach you all the way through your first water starts, your first time flying the kite, first transitions, all the way up to doing back rolls and front rolls. And this is just a guide that you can always go back to refresh your memory after a lesson, before a lesson, just knowing what you need to know to get out there and go have a good time. So without further ado, let's get to it. So today's lesson is what you need to be a kiteboarder. So this is for those people that have just seen kiteboarding before or never seen it but heard about it and want to get into the sport. This episode's for you, going over everything that you'll need and everything that you need to know before your first lesson and to see if it's something that you're even interested in doing. So number one is, what is kiteboarding? What is the sport? Do you need to be strong? What do you need to do it? I'm gonna go over all these steps right now. So every day I go to the beach, there's someone asking if they could do it, if they can try it, if they could rent it from me. It just looks like you have to be so strong. You know, how expensive is that? You get all these questions at the beach on a daily basis whenever there's people around. So now this video is for you, and I'm gonna tell you how much it costs, which is typically around $2,000 to $3,000 to get you started and get into the sport. You can obviously find used gear online, but I would be wary of buying anything 5 years and older because the gear changes so much each year that I would highly recommend just sticking with newer gear. But I would recommend getting a beginner package. We have those at Matt Kite, where it's just everything that you need: harness, bar, kite, lines, pump, leash, safety, everything like that, everything included into one package. First of all, you do not need to be strong to learn how to kiteboard. I've taught people of all ages, all athletic abilities, and honestly sometimes your strength and your athleticism holds you back because you're just trying to rely on that, where like 80% of kiteboarding is actually flying the kite. So if you can understand the concepts of flying a kite, how it works, and steering it and adjusting it in the wind window, then you'll be a better kiter than if you just go out and just try and learn with your natural abilities. Kite comes in a backpack, and the most common type of kite is an inflatable. So you need a pump to inflate the kite, and the kite comes in a variety of sizes. So depending on your weight and depending on the wind in your local area, you can choose which kite size to start with so that you can have the most sessions out at one time. Unless you're going to get really invested into kiting and go for 2 or 3 kites. That's usually what a full quiver is about 3 kites and 2 boards. But if you're starting out and you just want to see if you're interested in the sport and just get going, you want to look up the wind in your local area and get a kite to match your weight and the size and wind for that location. So depending on your size, weight, and wind speeds, that's what you use to pick which board and kite that you want to get. So the board size also matters because the board is your platform on the water. So if you think of yourself standing on a dock, you're standing on top of the water, no problem, and you won't sink in. The smaller that dock gets, or the smaller that platform is, then the less buoyancy you'll have keeping you afloat. So when you're learning, if you have a small board, you're just going to constantly sink into the water, and it'll make it harder for you to ride upwind and stay on top of the water. If your board is bigger, then you'll have a larger platform and bigger surface area to keep yourself on top of the water so that you can learn how to ride back and forth and going upwind and all of that, and it'll just make your life a lot easier. So starting with the big board and the proper size kite is key. You'll have your harness, you'll have a leash, have your control bar, safety system, control, bar lines, kite, board, foot straps, fins. That's all you need to know. All right, so now you're probably thinking, you just want to go out and buy some gear and just use these videos to get straight to it. But I highly recommend, very strongly emphasize that you need to take a lesson. What we're recommending here is that you take a lesson and get as much knowledge from that as you can, multiple lessons if you have the means, and then use this guide as like a handbook or a tool to just educate yourself before the lesson, after the lesson, and guide you throughout your learning curve to then progress all the way up to doing tricks and jumps and riding upwind and all that. Alright guys, so that's it for lesson number 1. I hope you enjoyed and I hope this helps you out before your lesson. Definitely subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more, and stay tuned throughout the whole learning process. We're going to take you from start to finish, zero to hero, everything that you need to know to be a kiteboarder. So give us a thumbs up if you like what you see, leave us a comment and let us know if you have any questions or any video requests. And yeah, we hope to see you guys on the water and look forward to riding with you someday. So that's it, and we'll see you for lesson number 2.